switched. Oh, we got Nique too. Goddamn. Well, oh God. Do you guys want to both be up here at the same time?
No, I don't actually. So you
Nique.
dropped the link for me. So, can I like respectfully go first? Because I'm
Yeah,
actually
sure.
out. Okay. Yeah,
Hold
I
on
don't
for a
want to
minute.
be.
Hold on for a
Yeah,
minute. Nique, are you actually there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay,
yeah.
boo. Are you like? Are you gonna be okay? Like with him kind of
I
taking
mean,
up
he
for?
gonna lie, but yeah, I'm here. Go ahead.
Okay,
I don't want her on the platform with me. I really
okay, boo.
don't. I'm so
So
sorry.
I'm gonna just take you down so he can do his thing, and then I'm gonna bring you up. Can you hear me, Nique?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, boo. All right, Mr. Richards, do your thing.
Riggers, what's up? So yeah, I think your commentary is more on the unbiased side, and I can appreciate that about you. And also, like one of my best friends, I used to get mad at him, but he watches you all the time.
Oh, shucks.
Um, yeah, yeah. So that's number one. Number two, this whole situation with Nique at Night is crazy because I didn't have an issue necessarily with her commentary. It was just her commentary to me very much seemed like it was leaning towards demonizing me by omitting important operative facts, like the fact that she totally skipped off on we was together during the ASAP Rocky trial. And at that time, she had told me something. She told me that she was, telling me how YouTube works and giving me great advice and stuff, and told me like around the holiday times, which is right now, that it's a lot of money to be made. So I think Nique took her situation and a compilated experience with me and gaslit the public to demonize me. I felt it was very important if he was going to tell the story, tell all of it. Like for instance, at the Diddy trial, she say that she painted a story like she was Harriet Tubman to get me in the main courtroom, and I'm like, that's not true. Like I was getting into conflicts with people to try to help you out too, or just not really respecting that two things can be true at one time and misconstruing factual elements and stuff. So in a nutshell, I go along to get along. I do my best. And with Armon Wiggins, him and I, like, yeah, we had cool moments, but even in those moments, in the back of my head, I'm thinking this man, if I do anything wrong or do something that he doesn't like, he can go back to the internet to further perpetuate that his whole experience with me was this stalker type of experience. And it makes me feel extremely, extremely uncomfortable. And so I just feel like some stories were told to gaslight and to make money during the holidays. I felt like if Nique Knight would have told her audience, like I said, important factual details, instead of just saying Doughnut is nice in person and stuff, why don't you elaborate on it? Why did you omit the fact that even after Sylvia's, we went to Harlem and you got the hair bows and we ate or certain things? And I just felt like based on her commentary and her story and her traumatic experience with me and omitting important facts, it just totally demonized me. And I was just like, gloves are off. And then on top of that, everything that I said in my video, after she did the video crying and stuff, I basically sent her messages and I released those in my Discord and stuff, giving her my perspective, and she didn't include that. So I just really felt like it was one sided. And based on that experience and other experiences I've had virtually, I just really think it's important for me to just do my own thing. It wasn't important for me to get into a situation where she had 1,500 people in the chat and I could have shared. I'm not really interested in the public perception. I'm only interested in people who understand me and who get me. As far as Mr. Armon Wiggins, unlike the baddest blogger, whose videos are public, where he actually stated that he was going to go to courthouses and attack Armon. I never necessarily said any of that. I remember I even got thumbnails in Canva where it was always a boxing match challenge. That's not a threat. That's actually what men do in an organized society growing up. That's what we did. We went to boxing. That's what men do. And I'm like, if you got unresolved issues or I'm frustrated enough, let me go to the boxing ring. So that's not a credible threat. Additionally, Area Mitchell Kidd, I was trying to tell you, Area Mitchell Kidd, the one that was,
The
so
attorney.
yes, she was in the courthouse, in the courtroom, and her and I was talking and sitting next to each other that Friday before the Monday. and she let me record her, and she's gonna write a declaration saying how Armon was pretty much harassing me, kept following me, coming around me, and I stated initially that this guy is really weird. He's opening doors. He's trying to communicate with me, and I'm ignoring him. I got three other people that seen this type of behavior, and so forth, and that's that again. Like my issue with Armon is that I don't think he's a bad person. It's just you cannot have me under this narrative that's so defaming and so controlling of a public perspective to the point to where you don't have to mention me when you're flying. You can tweet that and say that you wasn't talking about me, but tell that to Coffee City and all the other reaction pages that actually reported that as me. Calling somebody a stalker is a crime, and somebody has done it for so long. After the Zeus event, and I'm gonna file like 8 motions against him tomorrow. Good luck figuring it out, and good luck. He clearly didn't do his research. But anyways, um, like the thing at the Zeus event that happened, he stated in court documents that we got into an altercation, indicating that it's mutual. He even did a video that I downloaded and I have where he said that inside the Zeus event that I was being funny, thinking stuff is cool, and he stuck his hand in my face. And in the state of California, that's assault. So that, and then on top of that, in December 2023, for whatever reason and purposes, regardless of what he can testify for, you took pictures with me, which clearly indicated that I wasn't a threat. So I'm going to strike out everything that happened prior to those pictures. From December 2023 all the way to July 2024, I was patient with him. We had conversations. We was talking. Everything was cool. And then a couple of days before he got fired from Fox Soul, I had asked him, I was like, hey, since we're cool, do you mind going to reverse this stalker narrative? Because now I'm thinking if I'm cool with you and we're talking and we're having fun, at any time you can use this against me and go back to why I didn't like him. He's a stalker. And it feels like a waste of time, a slap in the face. And it just makes me feel totally uncomfortable to be cool with somebody in person and knowing that I'm cool with you simply because I really want you to reverse this controlling, gatekeeping narrative that you have about me. You understand? People can't even watch my content and enjoy my content because of whatever purposes. Even now, when I'm like, okay, let me cover trending topics and show them that this is my personality, and then get into these content creators so that the audience won't be able to differentiate. And you're absolutely right about that title. That title was clickbait, and like I told Gerald, it's science. The science is if I'm on no content creator that's ever shouted me out, I don't feel like I've benefited from it. I feel like I've constrained myself by getting into meta relationships or whatever. I don't want to do any of that. I just want to be me and be left alone and do my content. And if you're on the docket, you're on the docket. If I'm on the docket, I'm on the docket. You're gonna get a clap back. That's just what I choose to do. And a lot of people don't respect that for whatever reasons. But um the title, you're right, it was clickbait. It's like if I'm at Nique Nite's platform and I'm constantly getting attacked before I get on the platform, and there's people that attack me, get on the platform and complain about me blocking them, and they're still attacking me. It's like it's all war. Like it's like there's this clean energy side of me, which Nique Nite knows, and there's also this chaotic side of me. And I'm like, it's you're gonna pick and choose. I'm not going to be cordial and polite. And with Armon at the Diddy trial, my collective experience was in the back of my mind, if I be here at this Diddy trial, don't get any conflict with him, maybe he will reverse his narrative. Now I got journalists, I got people acting shady and acting funny towards me, which included Nique. And based on previous circumstances and this quote unquote stalker narrative, I felt like he was controlling my position in the perception of me to other people there. And I knew that if I would have spoke out on it publicly, then people would say that I'm clout chasing and I am a stalker. So with Tisa Tales and other people, it was kind of like misdirected, but it was him the whole time. So when Gerald spoke on it and people were calling him crazy, I was like, no, that's my issue. And I collectively decided to speak out on for the greater good and the greater issue, because I'm not going to continue to go back and forth with you and be cool with you and have great exchanges, but you refuse to stop calling me a stalker, because now I'm afraid that my great exchanges one day, no matter how long or short, are going to be turned into this narrative to continue to aid and abet that I'm a stalker. I had to intentionally advertise that I was going to the Milagro Grams trial, like you said, and like you know, and like you reported on. He decided the first day to beg his followers for money. On October the 15th, 2025, a supporter sent me video saying, Armon, I know you don't like to see this, but you need to document this. Armon threatened to go to the Milagro trial and to beat me up. He said, I don't know if I'm going to go, but if I do, and if I see that woman, we're going to fight. So that was a threat. And I'm like, if you want to fight, dude, let's just go put on some boxing gloves, win or lose or draw. This is how real men handle issues. We don't handle it with choppers and stuff out in the streets. I got many of niggas and many homies, even with the Saucy Santana, DJ Academics and them. It was about to be set up to be a boxing match. Niggas ain't got time to be in the streets and stuff. So that's not a credible threat. Like, but again, Ariel Mitchell acknowledged that he was stalking me, harassing me. When I got to the courthouse, I didn't even know he was at the courthouse. He went live and did a video, which I downloaded, saying as soon as he got to the courthouse, he went into the bathroom. I had come out of the courtroom into the bathroom, and I had already urinated and was washing my hands by the time he came into the bathroom. And that attorney who testified said that he heard something that he couldn't make out and then followed by a derogatory term. We're in a courtroom where the judge is on record saying that she don't understand 80% of what Milagro is saying. So he can go get those transcripts and spend money. But again, I got like 8 motions. I can do this shit in my sleep. And there would not be no hearing on the 18th, so don't waste your time. The 19th, like I tweeted out my schedule, my court schedule, because always I have to consider you. I have to consider you when I'm going to the Milagro grounds, because you can come behind me and still go live and say that I'm stalking you when I'm at a place that I already paid for, spent money on Airbnbs and shit to be at. I don't like to want to have to consider him with every move that I make with the court. And I think he's at the same place too. But the whole issue is, unlike the Diddy trial, I was not nice to him at the Milagro trial. I knew that he had an issue with me collaborating with the baddest blogger, putting things into perspective. So when we went to the Lil Nas X trial, I didn't say nothing to him. I didn't sit next to him. I didn't mention him. I didn't put him on my camera. I was just covering the content. He went back onto his platform and said something, and I got that video downloaded too. Said something to the regards that, oh, you got to be careful when you go to the courthouse because stalkers and weirdos show up. And so when I heard that, I was like, you know what? I'm definitely not going to talk to you or nothing. This is why I'm not friends with you. I can't be friends with you in real life when this is the narrative and you can take any second and any moment to make it out to fit your narrative about me. That is not cool. And so that's the issue at hand. So there's no credible threats. There's no actual behavior. People that's sitting at the trial is like, what is he talking about? We don't even know what he's talking about. Like, because it's like, if you are around me, lying on me, and I go outside and create a video and fake crash out, I'm giving people the content that I know they want. And then if I'm getting Megan Thee Stallion walking out, I'm also getting that content that I know people want. And then I know people want the legal jargon. So there's 3 aspects of the knot going on during the Milagro trial, but you can't differentiate between this fake crash out energy that's low vibrational versus covering the true crime case and versus engaging with celebrities. There's so much that I'm doing. I got a fucking full page, 90 pages of notes. I couldn't have been focused on just drama and beef if everybody like Ariel Mitchell Kid and them see me taking notes, 10 pages a day and so forth. I'm attentive. Even at the Diddy trial, I'm taking notes, getting more notes than everybody else, still outside the case and getting viral content. So because I have a lot of energy, I can do so many things at one time, and people don't know how to differentiate or appreciate that. So I appreciate you for being unbiased. I don't have no animosity, no ill will. That cow tongue in your fridge, I'm gonna chop that bitch up and make me a hot sausage. And like that's all I ask, for people to stay unbiased. I think you can become biased if you don't tell like the things that are actually positive. And so many people have focused on the negative aspect of me, and that's been part of the driving theory about who I am as a content creator and as a person. Nique and I spend more days with me outside of YouTube, outside of social media, than anybody on YouTube. Her concrete expression was that I'm a sweetheart, and that's who I am. And moving forward, and I would never even acknowledge that lady. I feel like what you did was salacious. I feel like you picked a side and you articulated that very well. You did not want to tell the people that your cousin attacked me first, saying that I have the house in Virginia, and later on did a video admitting that her auntie, your auntie, her mother died with it, and I used that against her. You didn't want to tell that. You didn't want to talk about those things. You didn't want to, like, and again, what you did was display a disingenuousness. My phone is about to die. It's at 1%. And I pretty much said everything that I had to say. And again, I'm still going to crash out. I'm still going to be toxic and all of that because that's just a part of my personal brand. I'm still going to play my gunshots. The reason so many gunshots played is because it's on the soundboard and that's how many play. And I've been playing that same gunshot for years. I've put X's on people's faces. Remember, I even gave you a thumbnail with an X on King Payne face, a red X. He's alive, isn't he? So your complaints are frivolous. I feel like Nique Nite is grifting around the holidays and piggybacking, jumping in the middle of things. When if you cared about the both of us, you could have mediated this a whole month before matter of fact, in September, when you refused to do so. And now that everything is salacious public and you see that the audience hates me, you want to jump on that bandwagon. But do you? I don't take any of it personal. Make your money because you got priorities. I got priorities. And moving forward, I'm just going to stay in my own corner. And I appreciate you for being unbiased conscious.
No problem. Thank you for being here.
All right, bye.
That was the streamer, you guys. All right, now once again, y'all, I'm not responsible for what anybody says, baby. I'm just facilitating the space. So now we have the Nique at Night. How Nique?
Hey, can y'all hear me? What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Now, Conscious, you know, you be throwing me a little shade, but I love a good shade throwing, you know.
I love you.
But you know, it is what it is. I don't be taking it personal. I just be like, okay, I caught that.
What you about shades? What was shady? What was shady?
Yeah, you know, I caught it. It was cute. Okay. Now, I sent you an email, some messages. Now, when Doughnut released his thread on his, what do you call his, what is it, community tab? It was cropped and it was like to paint like a certain type of narrative, right? Mm-hmm. Now, it has been a lot going on this year, so I will admit that I did totally forget about the ASAP Rocky trial, but my last memory was I was at the court. The last interaction that I had with him was at a courthouse, and then right after the courthouse, he flipped on me. I negated to say that it was the ASAP Rocky trial because I wasn't even thinking ASAP. I didn't, you know, it didn't even, at the time, I wasn't even thinking of which exact one. I'm like, you know, my last interaction with him was me at a courthouse. Everything was cool. And then he flipped. So let's take it back. Like, so if you pull up the screenshots, number one, before that time, we had never had any type of interactions through DMs or anything like that. During the ASAP Rocky trial, when we were, you know, cordial, I'm like, all right, you know, he seems cool, whatever, like he's chilling or whatever. I had an exclusive interview with a juror. Now, at the trial, when I did the interview with the juror, he said that he was going to react to the video. Mm-hmm. And at the time, I had like news people reaching out to me wanting to purchase the content. So me being that I knew Doughnut was going to, you know, he already told me he was going to react to it. And I was like, okay. I was like, let me hurry up and DM him because at that time that I DM'd him, he hadn't made a video yet. And I'm like, let me let him know that, you know, like, don't play the whole thing. Yeah. So I reach out to him and I say, hey, for the interview with the juror, don't play the entire thing. I want it to be my exclusive for a bit. If people just play the whole thing, it takes away from my exclusive. So I didn't elaborate on that anymore because number one, I was working out deals, and if he would have played the whole thing, it wouldn't have allowed, like, the money go down. You know, the less exclusivity, it go down. So what happened was, I was at the trial, I caught a juror, I streamed it live, right? Mm-hmm. I started getting contacted by news organizations, and I took it down off of my page because they wanted it to be their exclusive. So being that I had talked to him and things were kind of cool, I'm like, you know, let me just reach out to him because he's a live wire, you know, and let me tell him don't react to the whole thing. I think I had put something on the community wall, like, don't repost the video from my live. Like, if people screen recorded it, I was like, don't repost it or whatever. Mm-hmm. After that, I started to negotiate deals with my content. And I was on a high. This was the first time like people reached out to me to try to like, get my content and stuff like that. I'm over here like working out things, trying to figure out stuff or whatever, trying to like look over things, all that stuff, like to where after I sent this, I wasn't even in my DMs to even see anything. So he writes me and he says, mind you, I didn't see his video in real time because I'm over here like trying to handle business and do shit, So he writes me and says, I'm just seeing this and removing the video. I thought you were being evil instead of checking my messages. All right, you can scroll down some. Okay. And then I wrote him back and I said, evil about what? He said, I'm sorry. I just didn't trust you. Now, I made a mistake and sincerely apologize to you and will support you endlessly to make up for my wrong. Then me confused because I'm like, what is he talking about? I said, what wrong? I feel like I'm missing something. I'm so lost. You gotta scroll up. Wait, what happened?
Oh, all good. I respect you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So he wasn't like him just saying, you were being evil. I'm like, evil about what? Like, so then I'm looking through my DMs, like, what am I missing? Like, what's going on?
Yeah. So
then I check my DMs, and a lot of my DMs, sometimes if I never wrote the person, it goes to my hidden, folder. So I'm looking and people are sending me messages like, Doughnut is dragging you. He's talking about, you being a fake and you trying, with the juror. Like, I don't even know exactly what he said because I didn't see the video verbatim. But basically they were saying like he was dragging me. He was talking all this shit after we just were cool at the ASAP Rocky trial. So when he says, she omits that the ASAP Rocky trial. Like, what does me omitting that part add? It's still the same thing. You see me at court, and you're cool to me, and then when you leave, you drag me and you flip out. That's what you do, and I know that. So basically, he made a promise in February, and he says, "I will never do it again. I promise, because I thought we were cool and took it personal without whatever that said." What? Let me see. He says, I'll never do it again, promise, because I thought we were cool and took it personal without checking my messages and knowing facts. And then at that point, I said, I'm not going to pay him. I'm not responding to him anymore. So in February, he writes me a message, says, when are you releasing the interview? Ignored. Then when he flew, this was the day before, I think the first day that we both ended up in New York. He wrote me, but I didn't respond to him. Because I'm like, nigga, you do too much. You know what I mean? But when you see him in person, he acts like he doesn't like, oh, I love you. It's not that. So it's like, so to answer your question to where you said, like, I feel like I was bullied into being like cool with him. It's not that I feel like I'm bullied into being cool with him, because I'm not afraid of nobody in that manner. Like, as far as not saying that if somebody's trying to say that they're gonna shoot me, I'm not that. Let me just backtrack.
Yeah,
that wasn't the case. Okay, it wasn't that. He's bullying me. It's just we're in a professional setting, right? We already have this reputation of, cutting up and all of this stuff. And here's a person who I already know their game plan. He's gonna act cool, and then he flips, right? So it's like, man, I got to be here for a month or however many weeks I'm going to be here. Like, do I want to like have
so
this?
You're just playing nice, basically. Like, you're just playing nice. You just like going along to get along, just to keep the peace.
I mean, I feel like go along to get along is like you just running with somebody. I don't know. I don't, whatever, I guess. But
I mean, you're just keeping the peace. You were just keeping the peace.
Like, and then some people feel like, oh, if I don't like a person, I'm gonna just ignore them. It's like, that's easy to say if you don't have to interact with this person on a daily basis in a setting that you wish to be professional and do professional things. Like, outside of a court setting, if you see somebody you got an issue with, most people would, operate a different type of way. But if you there and you done spent thousands of dollars on hotels, thousands of dollars on flights, who trying to mess up spending a bag on just flying out there alone because of Doughnut? Like, you know what I mean? To just keep it real or to ignore him or whatever. It's like the easiest thing to do that I felt, being that I'm a woman. This ain't somebody this not a situation where I'm up against another female to where it's like, all right, like, what's up? You know what I mean? I'm not about to fight no man.
Yeah.
So what is the best case? All right, let's just piece it out. Now, when I pieced it out or whatever, again, he was sweet. He was sweet. That's what he acted like. But it was it was performative because, you know, that's what it was. So I just wanted to clarify that. And as you see from the last trial to the Diddy trial, I had no communication with him.
So where are you now? Because I know people are feeling like you, especially as a woman, need to take action based upon you feeling like there was a threat. Now, he's saying there is no threat. He's saying that he's just going to, keep his distance and social distance from you and that everything is going to be okay. Do you accept that, or do you feel you need to do something more to ensure?
His pattern of behavior shows otherwise. And again, let's be clear. I'm a person, like, I done been jumped before by a group of people. I done been cut in my face. I've never ran to the police on no type of issue that I ever had in life. I've never filed a restraining order on nobody. And I observe what my audience feels that I should do to protect myself, being that I'm not going to, not go to the trials or what, you know what I mean? Like, I'm still a professional person who likes what I do. I get enjoyment in covering trials. And to protect myself from a person that has a pattern of behavior, I really don't know, because we seen what happened with Armon's restraining order. He, addresses, information, all of that. I don't know. I like, people think I'm playing when I say, like, I got family. I'm not playing when I say that. I don't know why people think, but it's the internet, whatever.
Yeah.
They think if you, because I've cried, they think that, again, they feel like, oh, she cried.
We've all cried on the internet. I've cried. The Twitch streamer has cried. You've cried. We've all cried on the internet. Okay. It's fine. Yeah. So
I'm not saying that I won't, but I'm just exercising the idea. I have, at this point in time, I haven't filed anything. I'm still thinking about it. I'm still thinking about if it's necessary or not, because at the end of the day, if I need somebody to go with me, or if I need a cousin, uncle, whoever, whatever, to make sure a man doesn't try to put his hands on me, as, I've heard that has been happened before to women, then I'll do whatever's necessary at the end of the day. But I haven't made a final decision as of yet, to answer your question.
I hate that things are this bad between all of y'all. Nique, my God, restraining orders, so-called threats, it's as bad can be. Is there any?
I mean, it's just ridiculous. Oh, and that's another thing I wanted to bring up too. I wanted to clear up, because again, I'm not about to keep talking about this, but I was like, "Ooh, I'm catching the little strays," and I like,
You were not catching those. You were not catching those strays. You were not catching those strays in me.
I like a good tussle too, but you entertaining, so But that's another thing I wanted to clear up, because there was this narrative that people were like, "Oh, she's messy, whatever." People could think that. But I just want to also make this part clear as well. Before I reached out to Doughnut have filed. He had made a video.
Yeah.
He made a video and he said, Armon, he said, I got contacted by my lawyer. My lawyer just reached out to me and said that Armon filed a report. I'm going to jail. And he did a whole live where he was saying that not Doughnut, but he was saying Armon had he got a notification from his lawyer. He was like notifying his subscribers, and he was saying that, well, I'm just letting y'all know the last time that I went to jail, y'all didn't know, or whatever, like that. Mm-hmm. After that video is when I wrote him, and I'm like, dang, it sucks that things are, escalating to a restraining order, et cetera, et cetera. But he kept saying that something was filed, but he didn't say exactly what. Now, the next day, the next morning, before I spoke with him, Wiley made a video. And Wiley made, it was like a short video that he made. And he put up a short and it said, Armon filed a restraining order, you know? So I'm like, damn, you know, so I'm checking the website. In the midst of him asking me about it, I left my house. You know, I screenshotted it from whatever the court website said, but then I had to leave in the morning and go drop my daughter off from school. So he was like, oh, what was the information? I'm like, well, it didn't let me pull up no documents or whatever on the court website, but on there just, it does show that something was filed.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, what, you know, what is this? What is that? I was like, I don't have the information. I'm driving. You know, I was driving. He was like, well, was it accepted? Was it denied? I'm like, I don't know. I think it says like there's a hearing, like it's set for hearing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so so I had a call, you know, I talked to him through Instagram Messenger. Yeah. I was like, you know, I was thinking about going to get it because I was curious to see what it said, you know. Mm-hmm. And so he said he was gonna go to the courthouse because I was like, if you don't go to the courthouse, I'm gonna go to the courthouse. You know, I want to know what the documents say, you know. And so he went to the courthouse. He got the document, and then he sent me the link with the he sent me the link to his Twitter where he posted a screenshot of like the first cover page. Yeah. And then so I'm like, is that all that it shows? Like that's it that comes up? Like just, you know, where Armon's name and his name and the address was, and it was redacted. Mm-hmm. And so then he sent me the full document. So what I read on my live to even make content about it is the drive that he sent me. Mm-hmm. He sent me the restraining order to, so, you know what I mean? So when I go live and I'm covering it, I allowed him to come up and say his piece. I'm talking about you on here, you know, and again, you know, certain type of people, you know how they are. And just if you like, okay, certain, you know, you have certain people that you talk to and you like, if I correct, like if they telling something that you know is like, you know, it's going to end up in an argument, or, you know, just like, child, let me let you have it. Like my idea of doing the content is to stay as neutral as possible. So if I keep on saying, well, that ain't true, I feel like that would have been a confrontation. Okay. And I only said, I don't remember that. It was not even that many times, to be for real. Mm-hmm. And when I said I don't remember that, I was like, yeah, you left, you know, early or whatever. It wasn't nothing that added or subtracted from what he was trying to tell. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yeah. And he says that he released all the DMs. So if he did release all of our DMs to Discord, and the reason why I sent them to you, those ones to you, is because in the rule of completeness, he's cropping stuff out. He's not showing where I'm saying like, but yeah, people telling me you dragging me. In the rule of completeness, if he shows all the DMs, it shows that, you know, he's the one who sent me the document. All of that. He, in his thumbnail, he says that he recorded our phone call. So, I mean, you know, it's just all kind of stuff like that. And it's just like, child, a mess.
It's really, really, really bad. So, I mean, with you not really wanting to do the paperwork court thing, so what would be the alternative here?
I don't know. I'm like, again, I'm just exercising what is the most, like, what is the most effective thing that I need to do to make sure that my child is okay. Like in my house, I'm good. Okay. I'm good in my home. I'm good in my car. I'm good. You know, I'm good. If you catch my drift.
Yeah, I do. Do you feel like, are you and him, are y'all like at a point where there could be no conversation between y'all? Like y'all couldn't?
Never. I would never talk to him again in life.
Okay.
Yeah, no. And do I believe him? Oh, and I forgot to answer your question. You said he said that he's going to be amicable. He said it wasn't a threat. Just because you say something ain't something don't mean that's what it is. I know when people are sending threats. People, and then another thing, people was like, he do his show with gunshots all the time. That wasn't the only time, and that's not like. It's like if you think I'm slow, then just say that. You know what I mean? It's like you cannot, like, you can start your show with gunshots all the time, but if you pair it and you pair it up a particular type of way, then that's that. Like if you start with gunshots, you talking about somebody ended up dead, and then later you saying off with my head, and then you doing pow, 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 pow at the end of your show. Like, you know what I mean? Just because you say that's not a threat, to me, how I was raised, the people that I was around, that's a threat.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. But to your point, not so much of a threat that it compels you to go to the law.
I'm still thinking about what I'm gonna do. I don't know. Again, when you go to the law, a lot of stuff come with that as well. Again, I'm not ruling it out. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm completely ruling it out, but I have not ever done a restraining order against somebody. So it's just like, you know,
Nique,
do I listen to my audience? You know, I don't know. Like,
I just fucking hate this for y'all because all of y'all are down there, boots to the ground, doing y'all thing. Y'all all are, you know, feet in the streets when y'all do this. I just really feel sick to my stomach that you guys are all broken up like this, and it's gotten this heavy when, you know, it's an opportunity for you all to just grow and to continue to get y'all bag up and to grow y'all channels. And now it's turned into all of this, and all of this complicates all of that. And it just really sucks that it's just gotten this heavy.
I think it's only heavy like that because, listen, when I go to the trial, I'm able to like focus on my content, me, what I got going on, you know. Mm-hmm. If everybody went to the courthouse and just, you know, did their commentary and not worried about, you know, because let me say this too. Mm-hmm. When we were at the Diddy trial, this has nothing to do with Doughnut.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people that were there, and there was like so much salacious stuff that was going on within like what the actual facts of the case was. Mm-hmm. And then because there was so much media, there were so many people there to beat out the competition, making like salacious stories, just lying, creating stuff. It's like, if we all just stick to our craft, if you're really that good, just report. Like, you know, if you're really that person that is really talented or whatever, like, if we all just stick to the facts of the case and report to our channels, then I feel like it would be good. But I don't think that that's what be happening. It's like, it was real clicky up there. There was some people clicking up with certain networks. If you weren't like besties in the clique, you know, you weren't gonna get certain opportunities with certain networks. So it's just like, if people have more of a "it's room for all of us" mindset, then yeah, it will work. But if everybody just wants to, like, you know, if everybody don't have that same mindset, then it becomes that. Because me, I was like, yeah, Armon's doing good, Tisa's doing good, you know what I mean? But then when you get up there, it's not, you know, it's not just them. Because I was rooting for everybody, like, from before I got there. But then when you get there, and I'm not speaking about them specifically, but when you get there, you seeing shit, you see this is clicky, this, like, oh, that's interesting. You know, you keep certain stuff. So it's like, if everybody wasn't trying to, like, if everybody had the mindset of it's room for everybody, I feel like we would be a lot better.
Yeah. Because new media right now, Nique, is going out bad. We just got sued down to the ground. Now we're going to court and restraining over this new media is down bad. Real bad.
Yeah. And what's your assessment of the ASAP Rocky part that I missed out? Do you think I was wrong for, like, forgetting about that? I totally forgot.
Forgetting about the ASAP Rocky?
The receipts that I sent you versus what he said. Because he said I didn't tell people about the ASAP Rocky trial, and he was nice to me, and, you know, all those things.
Yeah, I do remember. I do remember y'all's ASAP Rocky situation. I do remember hearing about this at the time. I know that y'all had gotten past it. You know, at this point, I mean, I don't really have a opinion. Really.
But you said that's what I did.
I mean, you know, I don't really have an opinion. It's just like, I was happy that you guys got through what y'all got through. Y'all a lot more communal than I am. Like, I'm very stuck up. I really don't make up with people. Like, it just don't be all that room for me to do all that, because I'm just not that. But I love this. I love that y'all can reconcile and shake hands and get past shit and all of that. But it just sucks. It just sucks, Nique. I don't like that you're in this position. I don't like that the Twitch streamer feels misunderstood and gaslit by a larger content creator. I don't like that Wiggins feels afraid. I don't like none of it. It just feels fucked up. And I just want to snap my fucking fingers like Thanos and you all just be all right. And it's not. And I am concerned about what this looks like going forward, because like you said, you ain't backing down. You're going to go where the fuck you want to go, and you're going to do what the fuck you need to do. And the Twitch streamer seems to be adamant about doing what the fuck he wants to do and going where the fuck he wants to go. And so does Mr. Wiggins. So I'm not sure what that then means, since everybody ain't going to stop a motherfucking thing and ain't about to back down from nobody, and everybody is going to continue to show up. And I think since y'all all are going to still show up, I don't know. I don't know how there could be a opportunity for you guys all to just at least shake hands on, let's just stay.
But you saying, you contradicting yourself, because in one statement you saying, you not the type that like forgive people and be cool, and then the next statement you saying you wish we could shake hands. It's like,
yes, because because y'all can do that, right? Like, y'all have already exemplified that there can be breakdown, but then y'all can all make up.
Yeah, but certain stuff you can't come back from, though. Like,
I agree with that.
Speaking about my child, mentioning my child in content in a particular type of way, like certain stuff is like you could stay over there, I stay over here, but certain stuff you can, like with me, when my daughter is involved, like that's the quickest way to know, like I will never, like if you want me to like never speak to you again, bring up my child or try to be funny with my baby or try to do something to where I feel like I have to even think about getting a restraining order to protect my child. Yeah. You will never talk to me again.
I get that.
But can I be cordial? Oh, that was another thing too. That was another thing. Yes. You made me think about something else. I'll be forgetting. Mm-hmm. That was another thing. There was a comment made that said he had got into it with all these bloggers because of me. How can you get into it with all these people that I don't have an issue with?
Yeah.
How you getting into it on my behalf when me and that person, each person doesn't have an individual issue and never had a, you know what I mean? Like, that don't even make sense. But to his,
I didn't know he
said that like he fought for me to get in the main courtroom, which that's not true. The situation that happened was, like I stated, the line switch up with Tisa. He ended up getting in the main courtroom. It made me the 15th person. I didn't get in the main courtroom. The very next, that night, I talked about it on my live, and I talked about how there was a particular guy who had a line sitter, and he basically, and this is, I'll send you my live that I talked about it if you need it for reference, because I talked about it on live. Mm-hmm. I talked about how there was a particular guy who, he kind of had bum rushed everybody to the front. It pushed me to the back, and he told me the next day he was going to make sure I had a line sitter. He paid for me a line sitter. I got in the courtroom because he paid for me a line sitter the next day. After that, I just showed up early enough to be able to get in, and I made sure I let motherfuckers know, you're not cutting. We're not playing that game. Like y'all did it Monday, it ain't happening again. And it didn't happen no more. I stayed that week, and then I had to leave because my daughter's birthday. And then when I came back, while I was away, I think I was away from the court for like a week or like maybe like a week and a half. Yeah. And then while I was away, there was like fights in the line. There was like bums getting arrested. There was content creators arguing over like placement in line. And the whole line situation had got completely chaotic. Like the whole trial was completely chaotic with that line situation. So when I returned for the second leg of my coverage, I showed up just to be straight in the overflow room. You can hear better. You could take your snacks in there. You can still see everything. All you can't see is the jurors. But if I already experienced seeing the jurors that first week that I came, so it's like, child, I don't give a damn about seeing the jurors. I could see, the witness on the stand. I can hear. You could take a nap if you want to. It's a lot more relaxed in the main courtroom. You got to sit at attention. You can't breathe. You can't blink. You can't fart. You can't, if you got to go in and out of the bathroom, they looking at you like it's just so strict in the main courtroom. So I wasn't tripping on the second leg. I didn't even trip about that. I was showing up. Court started at 9. I showed up at 9 once everybody had already made it in the courtroom that was going to go to the main courtroom. So that was another thing I wanted to clear up as well.
Okay.
But I mean, believe what they want to believe. If they believe that shit, it's like, okay, cool, whatever.
Are you and Tasha K and that? Now, I don't know nothing about the Tasha K saga or the TS match. Are you okay with all them people? Like, is everything okay?
That stuff is so old. That stuff happened during the pandemic.
Okay.
The situation with T.S. Madison was like when I was like heavy in selling my pajamas. That was 2020. That was 5 years ago. Don't care to talk about it. That stuff that's happened. That is so old. Like the Tasha K stuff again. That happened 5 years ago during the pandemic. Child, I don't like.
Yeah.
That stuff. Oh, that stuff. Not even.
Are you cordial with them? Like, is everything? Like, are y'all able to?
I just do. The most interaction that I have with content creators are people who show up to the trials because you see these people in person, and then you kind of like. I don't ever run into them in person or see them or anything like that. All of the people that are content creators, majority of them, we speak when we see each other in person. That's like what a lot of people think that when we get to the trial and like we're cross promoting or you'll see us like, show your camera on this content creator. They're thinking that we're going home. We're calling each other like, hey, girl, hey, boy. That's like not really how it goes. Like when we go to these trials, we more or less are kind of like colleagues. You know how when you go to work, you see your people that you work with, and then when you go home, you got your kids, your family. That's really how a lot of the majority of my interactions are. Now there were a couple interactions like with Doughnut, and like a couple people like we ended up at Sylvia's. There was another time. There was like, because we're all in New York, there ain't nothing to do. We're not going home to our families. So in New York was the most interaction that I had with a lot of bloggers on like a more of a kind of like personal level.
Yeah.
But when we go to that, like that's like the misconception that a lot of people have when like we're being like when you go and like let's say you work at Burger King. You might like Susie, but me and Susie ain't really going to the club. Or me and Susie, me and Susie, she get the burgers together. She funny. She'll tell a little cute story. But when I go home, I'm not really calling Susie. That's kind of the majority of the interactions. But you have people who, like Armon, I've known since the Tory trial. You have people that you over time you build more of a rapport with. So that's kind of what it is.
Well, speaking of Wiggins, and I know you'd be lying if you said he didn't. I know Wiggins done called you since all this, Nique, and said, I told you so. I know you done got that call, Miss Nique.
Oh, no. I honestly, I haven't got the call of I told you so because I feel like every content creator knew that it was like we on borrowed times, ticking time bomb type of thing.
How do you?
I haven't got that I told you so call. But I did when I said I reached out to both of them. I did reach out to both of them
as a courtesy. Yeah.
I did speak to both of them. Okay. I did say, hey, I'm doing content on this. Yeah. So I have spoken to Armon, but no, he didn't give me that. I told you so, because it's like, child, everybody who deals in person, like it's easy to have a perception of something where you never have to deal with it. You're hearing these crazy stories. Like, I'm not going to say all the stories, but you're a content creator. You've heard some of the crazy stories. Absolutely. So us in person, it's like, okay, this happened or that happened or this happened. It's like really salacious stuff. And you're thinking like, oh, well,
yeah.
How do I coexist with my coworker in the best way for me to kind of,
Yeah. No, I understand. And look, I mean, I've had my own experiences. I have lived that type of drama on the internet. I've had stalkers. I've had people try to fake sue me. I've had people try to put fake restraining orders on me. I have been through it all on social media. Hell, even me and the Twitch streamer. I mean, he has threatened to harm me. I've threatened to harm him in return. But, nothing ever came of it, of course. And then obviously, we were able to be cordial tonight.
But nothing, if you don't have in-person interactions, that's kind of the difference too.
Oh, well, there will be, because I'm going to be pooching on down there to them courtrooms too. So CTV.
Well, I'd love to meet you in person. I want to see a good 20-inch bust down, baby.
Oh, baby, it's 40. It's 40.
I would love to see, and I heard I'm cute in person, baby. So we get to kiki if you come.
Oh, period, honey. I win all of that. So I guess my other question to you is, what do you predict about the litigation between Wiggins and the Twitch streamer? Where do you see the judge siding at?
Honestly, I don't know. Again, I've never filed a restraining order or I don't know. I'm curious. What do you think is going to happen? I don't know.
Well, I said earlier to my audience that I think because of how they both emote as individuals, like I know that this hearing is going to be a shit show whenever it does happen. And I think the judge is going to be overstimulated and overwhelmed, and it's just going to grant a mutual protective order between them. Because that typically happens when it seems like both sides are toxic in their own right. And I think that they're obviously both coming into the courthouse to slam dunk on each other. And they both are pretty charismatic people. And I think that charisma is going to be very polarizing to the presiding judge, who is going to be like, yeah, I'm just going to grant you guys both a mutual protective order, and y'all stay the fuck away from each other. So I think it's going to be a mutual protective order granted.
Okay. I honestly don't know how it's going to go. One person's a professional lawyer. The other one is, a content creator. So I don't know how it's going to go.
Now, I know that you had said one of the reasons why you were even interested in covering the restraining order situation was because you kind of got a situation that you're maybe considering.
Oh, yeah. I can't talk about it here, but yeah, okay. It had nothing to do with Doughnut, but I'm like, I might have to, there's a obsessed, lurking other than the content creator space. So, I need to see how it go. I never did it before,
Yeah. Well, I'm wishing y'all the best. I don't know how something like this can be resolved at the level that it's at, but I hope the best for you all. I mean, even though I have
You say that, but you wouldn't be commenting. I mean, I hope you guys make up. I'm with a bitch,
No. In all sincerity, like, yes, I get up here, I cut up, I do my content, but in all reality, I do hope like that y'all all can be okay, because none of us just want to see anything get darker than this. And this is already dark enough. And I would rather.
It is. Like, for me, growing up, like, I never, like, any issues that I ever had, like, it was beefing with a female. Like, if she had problems, if we see each other, like, what's up, I've never had a situation with a man, where, so this makes it a little bit different, because any issues that I've ever had, it's been a female, and, female to female, what's up?
Yeah.
This is my first interaction with a man in this type of capacity. So that's the only, like, different.
Only thing. Are you a spiritual person?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So, just continue to pray on it, just always advise people to just, seek their God and just seek that clarification, and the Lord won't lead you astray, whatever that is. So,
thank you. It was good talking to you. I don't want to.
Great. And I want you to look in the private chat and just screenshot that. Don't even say nothing. Just screenshot it.
Okay. Let me do it right now.
Okay.
All right, got it.
All right, boo. Thank you for coming up.
All right. Peace out.
Boo. That was our Nique at Night, you guys. Oh my goodness. Wow.